Hello and welcome to J.J. Isaacson Field, the home of your 2023 All-Star Game between the out-of-state All-Stars and the in-state All-Stars. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Ethan McCormick, joined alongside Sam Whitaker. And Sam, this is kind of the dream, I guess, for all of these college guys coming to the Corn Belt League. You play good in the first half, you get nominated to an All-Star team. This has got to be pretty exciting for those guys.
Absolutely, and I mean, these are the best of the best in the Corn Belt League that we've seen. We've gone almost an entire month, and we've seen some guys really stand out, and they're getting deserved right here with this All-Star Game.
Yeah, they 100% are. They've accomplished a lot. Some of these guys are, proven guys out there on the field. Let's take a look at the All-Star break standings as we go into the second half after the All-Star game here. The Blue Dogs continue their stretch of just finding ways to win, 12-3. The Rail Riders 8-5-1, but the Filth Ballers not too far behind. They're 8-6-1. And then after that, a trio of teams with 6 wins, the Crop Dusters, Bombers, and Red Raiders with 6 wins apiece. And then a tie for 7th place between the Black Sox and the Haymakers. The Black Sox recently have been getting a lot better. They've winning a lot more games. They're staying competitive in a lot more games. So that's pretty good to see from the Black Sox. Now let's take a look at the out-of-state and in-state rosters, the guys that you'll be looking at here today. For the out-of-state, led by Jonathan Francisco, Wes King, Micah Blackman, Garrett Globe, and Jackson Stensgaard, will be leading that team. And a lot of pitchers on this out-of-state team. They got a lot of fielders as well, but Colt Davis, Adam Eggert, Braxton Alexander, Tyler Dunham, Chase Houselog, Dylan Novotny, Avon Nurse, Logan Stribling, Carson Burnett. And then behind the plate, Chris Bolifer, Cooper McCoy, and Anthony Nino. And then in the field, you'll see Kenneth Christensen, Matthew Rivers, Alec Villanueva, Ben Kirkland, Logan Stribling, Carson Burnett. And in the outfield, you'll see Dylan Fuller, Jake Murakami, Carson Chiprez, Max Torres, and then some utility guys that can play pretty much anywhere. Corey Benton, Braden Jackson, and Blair Spees. And then for the in-state squad, led by Vern Hasty and Dwayne Hosey, Peyton Stockwell, and Zach Young, a lot of pitchers in this one as well. Robert O'Malley, Nick Mersek, Aiden Johnson, Ryan Malone, Aiden Erbaum, Logan Lape Brinkman, Patrick Zeller, Aaron Petty, Garrett Simpson, Trevor Storer, Quinn Zaborowski, Curtis Flint, and Josh Ostin. Catching today, Tyler Obrecht, Cannon Dumont, Dylan Brisboy. And then out in the field, Jackson Steele, Caben Steenbach, Matthew Brown, Drew Miller, Will Johnson, Luke Bees, Carson Wright, Jacob Aberg, Jackson Yeager. And then patrolling the grass in the outfield, Nick DeMonte, TJ Silliman, Cam Madsen, Cooper Beneke, and Jackson Doty. That's a lot. That was a lot of names to pronounce right there. And we'll see a steady stream of just about everybody. Everyone will get equal playing time in this game. Little note, this is a 9-inning game. So it will be a standard ball game. Normal Corn Belt League games are 7 innings, but this will be 9 innings. Extra innings will be played if needed. I don't know what the time limit's sitting at right now, but looking at those two rosters, what are some notes that you see, I guess?
Well, I mean, we've talked about it all year. Pitching has been crucial for every single team, and it's not just the top teams that are in this all-star roster. You see guys like Dylan Novotny from the Black Sox. He's one of those guys that's really stood out for the Black Sox, even though they haven't had it on a night-to-night basis. But pitching it's really emphasized here, and it's shown with evidence here in this league. So many good pitchers, especially like Curtis Flint as well, another fan favorite and one you like. Really good, and they're really good at limiting hits in anything really. Runs, to be exact, and ERAs are pretty low. So, I mean, all these guys are really deserving of these all-star spots.
And we're seeing Curtis Flint pitch today. He's number 1 in the Corn Belt League in ERA, given the amount of innings he's pitched. He's gone 9 2/3 innings pitched, has still not given up a single earned run, and he is going to be pitching today for the out-of-state roster. So, he's pretty exciting. He's got a filthy hanging curveball. I'm sure you'll probably see it out there today, but he's definitely an exciting one to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, Curtis Flint, we talked about it. He's not only talented on the field, he's got that beautiful stash, too, that we talk about. But he has just been so good all year at limiting hits. I mean, even if guys are on, he's still getting them out, which is really impressive. He's limiting what happens on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting to see. We've got a good crowd on hand. We'll have a corn on the cob eating contest, a water balloon fight out there in between some of the innings. stay tuned. It's going to be an exciting show out there. A good show in between the innings and a good show out on the field. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go through the national anthem, but we'll get you some starting lineups for the in-state, out-of-state All-Star Game right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back, and we are about ready for first pitch here from J.J. Isaacson Field. We've got some starting lineups for you here today. We'll start with the out-of-state roster, as we will see Blair Spees lead things off. He'll be playing shortstop today. Braden Jackson, a pair of Red Raiders teammates, leading things off today for the out-of-state roster. Chris Bullifort will be behind the plate to start the game. Carson Burnett, the great pitcher, as well as a great third baseman, will be batting in the four-hole position. Carson Chiprez will be playing right field and batting fifth. Batting sixth, number 19, Max Torres. He'll be playing center field. Playing first base, batting seventh, number 48, Matthew Rivers. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 16, Dylan Fuller. And batting ninth, number 9, the DH today for the out-of-state roster, Knick Christensen. And out on the mound today from the Haymakers, from Dwayne Hosey's squad, number 9, Braxton Alexander. Sam, I'll let you take things away for the in-state roster.
Well, this in-state team is talented, and they're going to be leading it off in center field with TJ Silliman, followed up by a last-minute change in Ryan Malone at the extra hitter. Will Johnson follows him up out at second. Tyler Obrecht behind the dish. Luke Bees out at short. Cooper Beneke out in right, and Jackson Yeager at first. Drew Miller at third, and Nick DeMonte in left field. Finally, Parker Mooney, a power bat, in at DH, and Logan Late Brinkman on the mound.
Should be a good one here today. We got Logan out on the mound getting ready for warm-ups right now. First pitch is about underway. Sam, beautiful weather. Can't ask for anything better than this, in my opinion, and it's ready for some baseball.
Absolutely, and I mean, we've got a lot of good things cooking here today, and I'm not just talking about the food, and I mean, my goodness, there's some good food here today.
100%.
But my goodness, we have a great game on tap. I expect absolutely the best. This is going to be a very exciting game between these two teams. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait either. It should be a good one. Thank you for tuning in once again here from J.J. Isaacson Field for a special event that we are putting on here at the Corn Belt League. If you're just now tuning in, like mentioned, I'm Ethan McCormick. Sam Whitaker will be bringing you all the action, as well as shout out our crew. Maddox Allen, Mike Knockenhauer, Brendan Priestman, Colton Adler, and Alex Tiagen will be bringing you all the action today as we get ready for first pitch. Like mentioned, the weather outside today is beautiful. We got a good crowd on hand. Like mentioned, we got a corn on the cob eating contest, as well as a water balloon fight. But this is a game to have fun. We're already having fun. Mike Knockenhauer up here is eating watermelon. You got to stay focused, Mike. All right, we're ready for first pitch here from J.J. Isaacson Field. Blair Spees leads things off today for the Red Raiders. We've got a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Logan Late Brinkman gets ready to deliver the first pitch here in the Corn Belt League All Star Game, and it is in there for strike one, as Blair Spees will start with an 0-1 count here in the top of the first inning. Blair Spees from the Red Raiders. Swing and drive one into the gap. That'll lead things off for the out-of-state team. And we've got a base runner. Blair Spees starts things off early and often here for the out-of-state team.
Well, and that's just what you want if you're Blair Spees leading it off. These two teams already knowing they have great chances to get on base. Blair Spees not known for his hitting, known for those amazing plays out in the field, but a good job there to lead off.
Blair Spees is a threat to run at first base, as we will see Brady Jackson, who is also a threat to run, in the two-hole. And he will take strike number one. Blair Spees gets a couple feet leading off of first. Logan comes home. This is just a little bit outside for ball number one, knotting the count up at 1-1. Braden Jackson, also a Red Raider, coached by head coach Dwayne Hosey. The 1-1. In the dirt for ball two. It'll be a 2-1 count here as Braden Jackson gets up early in the count.
And Braden Jackson's one of those guys you got to worry about if he gets on. He has that just under 500 OBP percentage, on base percentage. Someone who can really be a threat to get on base when he's on.
The 2-1. Low for ball three. It'll be a 3-1 count here early for Braden Jackson. And the out-of-state team is a threat early to get runners on first and second here with no outs. 3-1. Catches the outside part of the plate. We got a full count here as Braden Jackson thought that was a ball. He was ready to walk down to first.
Absolutely, and I mean, a good eye, but just didn't get the call from the umpire behind the plate.
The 3-2 payoff pitch from Logan Lake Brinkman. Low for ball 4, a 7-pitch walk for Braden Jackson, and we've got runners on first and second here for the man behind the plate to start this game, Chris Bolifer. Chris Bolifer from University of Minnesota Crookston. You'll see him behind the plate for the first couple innings in this ball game. Minnesota Crookston is one of those many schools, a part of the University of Minnesota state school system. They've got about 5 schools up there in Minnesota. His first pitch is in the dirt. Good block by the catcher, Tyler Obrecht, back behind the plate. It'll be a 1-0. Runners on first and second. Spees on second. Braden Jackson on first. The 1-0 is on its way. It'll be low and a little bit outside for ball 2. A 2-0 count here for Chris Bolifer. Bolifer's got a very compact stance, likes to keep everything together. And he will sky that one into center field. Will camp underneath it for out number 1 as Blair Spees tags and heads to third, and he will be there in time. So we have runners at first and third with 1 out here. And we'll see Carson Burnett, the do-it-all Shohei Ohtani-esque player for the Filth Ballers, step up here in the 4th.
This is going to be an exciting at-bat, and I mean, we've seen it so far. Late Brinkman has really fallen behind in counts, and it's got to be unusual not to see someone behind the plate in your own colors. The yellow behind the dish, the blue on the mound, it's got to be a weird feeling for him.
I would 100% agree. I mean, you got a mixed match of everyone. It's also got to be kind of weird going up against your teammates. I mean, it's got to be kind of awkward a little bit. The 0-1, and Braden Jackson was off on the first pitch, but he'll have to go back as that was a foul ball.
And I also want to talk about tagging up Blair Spees. Look at the wheels on that guy. I mean, wow.
Like you mentioned, we saw him make some great defensive plays out in the field, showcasing those wheels. Well, we're seeing it on display here as he was able to tag from second to third. Carson Burnett gets ready for the 0-1 pitch here. And he'll lace that one off the glove of Logan. That one will get up the middle for a base hit, and the first run of the ball game will come across the score as Carson Burnett laces one up the middle. That brings home Blair Spees, and we've got a 1-0 ball game here in the top of the first.
Well, watch out, Logan. That one came right back up in an instant. That one right off the glove. Hopefully it didn't catch him. Now he's got 2 on again, and there's still 1 away.
As we see back-to-back hitters for the Rail Riders coming up. We got Carson Chiprez coming up here, and then we got Max Torres coming up in the 6th spot. But here in the 5 spot from the Rail Riders, Carson Chiprez, and he'll take strike 1 low. Carson Chiprez from Southeastern Community College. He's based out of West Burlington, Iowa. He'll swing and miss strike number 2, and we've got and he's down in an early 0-2 count here with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Carson Burnett leading off of first. Braden Jackson leading off at second. The 0-2 payoff pitch for Logan. Misses outside. Both runners are off. Carson Burnett will be in there at second, and Braden Jackson's going to be in there at third. A little double steal action for the out-of-state team. Works in succession. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the out-of-state team here with 1 out and a 1-2 count here for Carson Chiprez.
And Carson Burnett was really behind that throw. I mean, he would have been out if that was right in the glove, but a good job to just get there in time.
The 1-2 pitch inside and low for ball 2. We knotted up the count at 2-2. Got runners on second and third here. A high leverage situation early here for the out-of-state All-Stars. We'll see if Carson Chiprez can deliver on the 2-2. Swings and misses at strike number 3. The throw down to first will get him in time. Runners do not advance. It's a big strikeout for out number 2 for Logan Lape Brinkman. And up steps Max Torres.
Now batting, the center fielder from the Rail Riders, number 19, Max Torres.
Max Torres from California Miramar University. It's based out of San Diego, California. And he will get his first at-bat of the ball game. And he laces that one out of play down the first base line. It'll be an 0-1 count.
And Torres is really one of those guys that can work the count extremely well. We've seen it a lot this season. We've seen it in a few games. Really excited to see what he does here because there's 2 away, so it's going to be interesting, and he's already down 0-1.
Very patient hitter as he takes the 0-1. Outside for strike 2. We'll see how patient he can be on an 0-2 count here. 0-2 for Max Torres. The 0-2 pitch from Logan. Just misses outside, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Logan almost went back to that same spot on the 0-2 with the 1-2. We'll see if he can go back there with the 1-2 pitch. The 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, it gets by Tyler Obrecht. Braden Jackson will advance 90 feet to come around and score. Carson Burnett's chugging home. He'll play at the plate. He'll be in there safely as heads-up base running from Carson Burnett pushes the out-of-state lead from 2-0 to 3-0. They've jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead here early from a Carson Burnett heads-up play.
And that's just like you said, great awareness right there. Obrecht didn't know where it went. It went all the way back to the left behind near the backstop. Couldn't see it in time. Great awareness by Logan to get there, but just not in time.
And Carson Burnett's been doing that all year. High IQ player. Now Carson Chiprez with the Max Torres with the 2-2 count. Laces that one in between the center fielder and right fielder. He rounds first. He's thinking 2, and he will coast in there with a stand-up 2-out double to keep the top of the first inning alive for the out-of-state All-Stars.
Well, look at that 2-out rally on the 2-2 with 2 outs right in between that 8 and 9 gap. Just didn't get to the wall. He could have gotten a triple there if it got to the wall.
Good job by the outfielders for the in-state team on cutting that one off before Max Torres could do any more damage out on the base pass. Now Matthew Rivers, the first baseman in today's ball game, takes ball 1 low. Matthew Rivers from DMAC, Des Moines Area Community College. Shout out to everyone from the Des Moines area. Been there a couple times. It's a nice little city. Is the 1-0 in there for strike 1. A little bit inside. Very hitters or pitchers friendly zone today from the home plate umpire.
I think it's going to work to his advantage, though. I mean, like we said, that color differential.
The 1-1. Sneaks upstairs, and it'll stay upstairs for ball number 2. If you're tuning in from all around the country, we appreciate you tuning in and thank you for your support of the Corn Belt League throughout this season as Matthew Rivers grounds that one over to short. And he'll get it on over there in time for out number 3. Well, the out-of-state All-Stars do damage in the top of the first. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the first, and we'll see if the in-state All-Stars can get something cooking of their own right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. We're in the bottom of the first inning, and Braxton Alexander will toe the rubber for the out-of-state team here. Braxton Alexander comes into this one posting a 2.46 ERA in 22 and 2/3 innings pitched, and he'll start off T.J. Silliman with strike number 1. Braxton Alexander coming from the windup as T.J. Silliman grounds that one over to Matthew Rivers, corrals it in there, and he'll step on first for out number 1. A 2-pitch out number 1 for Braxton Alexander here in the bottom of the first.
Well, Braxton Alexander, not someone the broadcast team has seen too recently, as we unfortunately don't broadcast the haymakers enough, but showing right there why he deserves to be an all-star.
As Ryan Malone from the Blue Dogs steps in, we've got back-to-back Blue Dogs to start off the ball game. Actually, we'll have back-to-back-to-back because Will Johnson is batting in the 3 spot for the Royal Blue Dogs. And he takes ball 2 high. It'll be a 2-0 count here. What's going on? As Brian Malone watches ball 3 outside, he's worked himself a quick 3-0 lead. We'll see if he has the green or red light here on the 3-0. And he'll take strike 1, throws the bat. Was ready to walk down to first and take his 4-pitch walk, but he'll have to do a 3-1. And he swings and misses at the 3-1, and now after starting 3-0, Braxton Alexander has worked himself back to a full count. The resiliency from Braxton Alexander out on the mound. The pitch. I think that hit off the catcher's glove, but it'll be a 6-pitch walk for Ryan Malone, as that will give them their first base runner of the ball game here in the bottom of the first. So Will Johnson steps up to the plate. Like mentioned, we've seen back-to-back-to-back Blue Dogs starting today's ball game. Will Johnson gets ready to toe the first pitch, and it'll be in there for strike 1, a little bit inside, but nonetheless, it'll be in there. Will Johnson batting .475 on the year with a healthy number of RBIs. He's got 7 RBIs. That would place him first on the Blue Dogs. A deserving all-star nod for him. He'll take strike 2 low. Once again, we're seeing that pretty pitcher's-friendly zone come into action here.
Absolutely, and I mean, it might not be too much of a change for Braxton Alexander just because it's a darker color, but still, it's that color differential that's got to really throw him off, especially pitching and seeing different colors.
As the 0-2 will be fouled out of play, we'll do the 0-2 once again. Nice little crowd on hand. Should be an opportunity for some of these fans to catch a foul ball in today's ball game.
Great crowd. I mean, almost filled up the entire section of bleachers.
You'll love to see it. This is the biggest crowd I think we've seen on hand here as the 0-2 is swung on and missed. As Will Johnson got in the way of the throw, the catcher, Chris Bolifer, threw it off of his head. It went into the outfield. Or no, I think it went off his bat. Went out into the outfield. No interference was called. But that's a Ryan Malone stolen base and kind of an odd and kind of interesting situation.
Well, I mean, stolen base, get him how you can get him.
Right.
Bolifer's throw would have been on the money, and I mean, I don't know if it would have been in time, but interesting play.
As Braxton Alexander steps off to watch back Ryan Malone. As Obrecht steps in, and Alexander and Obrecht are ready to battle it out here with 2 outs. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Alexander working efficiently out on the mound, loading up the strike zone. Braxton Alexander's from Volunteer State Community College. It'll be in there for ball number 1, or it'll be ball number 1. Shout out to the Schwimmer family for housing Braxton Alexander this Corn Belt season. As Tyler Obrecht's foul tips one, and it'll be a 1-2 count. Volunteer State Community College is based out of the state of Tennessee. That's where Braxton Alexander is from. I got to know Braxton a little bit yesterday. He got mic'd up for some content for the Corn Belt League as Matthew Rivers backhands one. It's kind of fumbling around. Ryan Malone rounds third. We'll have runners at the corners after the Matthew Rivers throw over is not in time. So we'll have runners at the corners here, first and third. We'll see another Blue Dog step up to the plate. Luke Bees, the starting shortstop today. Luke Bees, the righty, laces one in the gap, and that'll get through for a base hit. Ryan Malone will come across to score. Tyler Obrecht will advance 90 feet. That's a 2-out RBI single for Luke Bees, and he gets the in-state scoring started here in the bottom of the first. We could be seeing a 2-out rally form on our fingertips here.
Well, just what the in-state team needed just to get back into this game. 2 away, and that 2-out rally, like you said, it's starting to come through now, and we're going to have a pinch runner over at second.
We're going to see a pinch runner come in as Tyler Obrecht is the catcher. It's a courtesy runner situation here for the in-state team. Braxton Alexander to Cooper Beneke outside for ball 1, and Chris Bolifer was ready to come up firing.
Your judge, please, now running at second base from the Bombers, number 1, Nick Ripa.
Nick Ripa is the courtesy runner for Tyler Obrecht out there at second base. It's Braxton Alexander with a 1-0. Swing and miss by Cooper Beneke, and it'll be a 1-1 count here as Bolifer comes up firing after every pitch. He's ready to come up. He wants to make an out. He feels like he maybe got cheated on that throw down to second where he could have gotten Malone, but so he's ready to come up firing. Well, we got the 1-1 pitch here to Beneke. And there for strike number 2. We got a 1-2 count here.
You talk about Bolifer popping up every time. That's when you got to be aware as a runner to get back.
The 1-2 from Braxton Alexander, the payoff pitch to keep and limit the damage. It'll be just fouled off by Beneke. Good job on staying alive on the 1-2. As Beneke has been beneficial, to say the least, to the Crop Dusters this season. The 1-2 catches the outside part of the plate. The backwards K for Braxton Alexander sends the out-of-state team to the top of the second with a 3-1 lead. We'll cover that for you right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson. A little raffle ticket action going on here at Seymour Smith. One of our interns, Riley McCall, will be looking to give away a hat, a Corn Belt League hat. I've got one of those hats. I can say that those hats, they're comfy. You'd want one of those hats. Those hats are a staple of the Corn Belt League.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a hat guy myself,
Yeah.
but I don't have a Corn Belt League one yet. Need to get on that.
Yeah. I just got tossed a meatball. These meatballs are to die for. Here, I'll split it in half for you.
Cheers.
Cheers. As Dylan Fuller, steps up, the lefty, he will take strike one outside, starting him off on an 0-1 count. I don't normally support eating while broadcasting. I don't. But when you get a good meatball, you got to eat a meatball.
That's an exception.
As Dylan Fuller will ground that one to the pitcher, and it'll be in time for out number one. Another two-pitch out for the in-state team here, as we got one out here in the top of the first.
Oh, quick way to start the inning. Under 3 pitches, gets him out. Good start.
As the designated hitter today for the out-of-state team, Nick Christensen. Takes ball one high. Will Johnson's out on the mound today right now for this inning, as Kenneth Christensen grounds that one over to third, just bounces over the third baseman's head. Kenneth Christensen will round first. He'll stay at first. And now we'll go to the top of the order here as Blair Spees gets his second at-bat here in just the top of the second.
For the in-state All-Stars from the Royal Blue Dogs, number 14, Will Johnson. Top of the order, the shortstop from the Red Raiders, number 8, Blair Speed.
Blair Spees is 0 for 0 with the walk in his first at-bat, and he takes strike one. Will Johnson is out on the mound today for the in-state team. You'll see pitchers being brought in almost every inning, new pitcher being brought in almost every inning, as Blair Spees grounds that one. Gets over there in time, and he will not get that throw over there in time. Throws the ball away as Kenneth Christensen was standing on second. He'll advance to third. Blair Spees will advance 90 feet on the throwing error. And we'll see runners at second and third here for the out-of-state team as they look to continue to do some damage.
Well, I mean, move over any way you can right there. Just great awareness. We see it a lot. Good awareness by runners to get over. And that's got 2 in already.
Luke Bees credited with the throwing error on that one. That's the first error of the ball game for the in-state team. Will Johnson misses outside for ball one. It'll be a 1-0 count here to Braden Jackson. Braden Jackson, the lefty. Skies the 1-0 in foul territory. We'll camp underneath that one for the second out of the inning as Drew Miller over there at third base. And we will see Chris Bolifer, the man behind the plate today for the out-of-state team. Mentioned Chris Bolifers from Minnesota Crookston in none other than Crookston, Minnesota.
Who would have guessed that?
That's, hey, geography, not my thing. But I do know that Crookston is probably where the University of Minnesota Crookston is. As Chris Bolifer takes outside for strike number one, and an 0-1 count here for Chris.
A lot of schools in that Minnesota system.
Couple represented here in the Corn Belt. Minnesota Morris, Minnesota Crookston comes to mind off the top of my head. As Bolifer grounds that one over to Bees. Bees backhands it, throws it, and it'll be in time. Luke Bees, the backhanded pick, the absolute missile across the diamond, limits the damage for the in-state All-Star team in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second, and they trail by 2 right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field, and it's a common saying here in the Corn Belt League, it's not an Ethan broadcast if you don't get the canines on the air. We got some canines on the air coming out and joining the Corn Belt League All Star Game, as you got a nice view of the little pepperoni there in that shot. Logan Stribling takes the mound here for the out-of-state team here in the bottom of the second. If you've seen a common occurrence, it's probably Blue Dogs guys. We've seen a lot of Blue Dogs guys so far.
Well, and that's the reason they're at the top of the standings.
They've really put together a nice little play. We've got a little pupper trying to dig a hole. I don't know how far that little pepperoni is going to get, but, you know, he's going to get there. A man can dream.
He's got the effort.
He's A for effort for little dog there. But Logan Stribling's a dog out on the mound. He's got that built in him. He has got everything. He's got a fastball slider. He's got to mixes in a little bit of a changeup. And we'll see him start off with Jackson Yeager here for the in-state team in the bottom of the second. It'll be Yeager, Miller, and DeMonte. DeMonte's the starting left fielder today for the in-state team. I mic'd up some of the Black Sox players yesterday for a little Corn Belt League behind the scenes, and I mic'd up Nick DeMonte. I mic'd up Dylan Novotny, a couple players you'll see in today's ball game, and you can check the TikTok here in a couple days for that. That's going to be some quality entertainment for you guys. If you look around the stadium right now or the ballpark, a lot of corn being consumed out here. As Logan Stribling misses outside for ball number 2. At the middle of the third inning, you'll see, or excuse me, at the end of the third inning, you'll see a corn on the cob eating contest. We'll broadcast that for you here. So Logan Stribling misses outside and high for ball number 3.
We got to get some corn ourselves.
I know, I agree. I'm not much of a corn guy. Yeah, I'm not corn. I don't like bacon. I don't like mashed potatoes. I'm a picky eater. As Logan Stribling misses over Yeager's head, and that'll be a leadoff 5-pitch walk for Jackson Yeager, and up steps Drew Miller. Drew Miller, the starting third baseman today for Dwayne Hosey's Haymakers. And an opportunity to really get things going for this in-state squad. Drew Miller, one of the many position players today for the in-state team. And he will foul that one out of sight, out of mind for strike number 1.
Gotta hope that didn't hit any cars, though.
As Drew Miller's from Southwestern Community College, but played his high school ball just a little bit outside of Lincoln in Waverly, Nebraska. As he checks, and Chris Bullifer throws down at first. Checks on Yeager. Yeager says he's okay, and he's in there safely. We got an 0-2 count, however. The last pitch was called a strike. 0-2 count here to Drew Miller. As Stribling looks over at Yeager once again. Matthew Rivers, the first baseman today for the out-of-state team. Yeager getting a decent lead off of first. Stribling comes home with the 0-2. The curveball in there for strike 3. Freezes Drew Miller, a backwards K for Logan Stribling. His first strikeout of the All-Star game. And next up for the in-state team, Nick DeMonte. Nick DeMonte is a very speedy. He's the primary leadoff man for the Black Sox. DeMonte from York University played his high school ball at Platteview, and he takes strike number 1.
Platteview just a little south of Omaha, down in that Springfield area.
Little Class B school getting represented here in the Corn Belt League All-Star Game. It's also very well known that DeMonte, as he takes a curveball for strike number 2, has the signature pink bat, and he's got no batting gloves. He's raw dogging it. He's doing that bat. He's no batting gloves. Yeah, he's really doing that, and he will take Ball one inside. But, yeah, interesting choice. I actually asked him about that when he was mic'd up yesterday, and he said the trick is pine tar. Uses a lot of pine tar.
Going to be something to cushion the hands. I mean, wow, no gloves.
If you grab one of his bats, your hand will sure stick to it. This is the 1-2 as he skies that one into left field. Carson Burnett camps underneath that one in foul territory for the second out. And we will see Parker Mooney step up to the plate here. He is the designated hitter. Parker Mooney played his high school ball at Creighton Prep University. And he will sky that one foul down the third base line. It'll be an 0-1 count. Parker Mooney from Augustana University just made a little trip to the Division II National Baseball Tournament in Cary, North Carolina. As Augustana had a brilliant Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference tournament run and made it. As he'll take ball one as that curveball really came cutting inside.
We got to talk. If you're going to talk about Parker Mooney, you got to talk about the power this guy has. I mean, my goodness. Can just take any 1 yard.
Raw power. We saw him sky one over the right field fence about a week ago. The 1-0 is skied high into center field. We'll camp underneath that one, and that'll be out number 3 as the in-state team gets no runs on one hit. And one runner left on base as we go to the top of the third. And the out-of-state team looks to add on to their lead right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. A little raffle for the Corn Belt shirt. Our intern Ryan Lewis rocking the corn hat. I'm going to need that corn hat. We got to get that corn hat up here. We got to get Connor Shelton to get that corn hat up here. I want that corn hat. That's going to get up here.
We had that last year in broadcasts.
Yeah, I remember wearing it a couple times. But leading off the top of the third inning for the out-of-start All-Stars, Carson Burnett, the starting third baseman. Is 1 for 1 with the single in this ball game, and Hill takes that first pitch and he skies it in the gap. That ball will drop for a base hit. Carson Burnett rounds first, thinking second, and he's rounding second, thinking third. He'll make the turn. The throw will be in there, and Carson Burnett will be there in time. Carson Burnett, a leadoff triple for the out-of-state All-Stars, and that's exactly how they want to start the top of the third.
This guy is the definition of an all-star. I mean, my goodness, we talk about it all the time. Shohei Ohtani-esque, carries himself very well. That one was just a perfect hit into that 8-9 gap and just got on with a triple, and there's still no one away.
You will see Carson Burnett come on the pitch later in this ball game as ball one is missed high. Will Johnson still out there, out on the mound for the Blue Dogs. And the in-state team, my apologies. I'm just used to saying their team name associated with their jersey. As the 1-0 is grounded to short. That'll be enough to get the run in. Luke Beast throws across the diamond, not in time. As Carson Chiprez beats out the throw to the shortstop. And the out-of-state team continues to do more damage here in the top of the third.
That's just a perfect knock right into that 5-6 area. Got it over to Bees. Bees threw it over, but just couldn't get it. With a little bit of a lead.
As we will see Max Torres, another rail rider, step up to the plate from California Miramar. Oh for 1. And he fouls that one out of play. It'll be an 0-2 count here early for Max Torres. Dylan Novotny is warming up in the Black Sox bullpen. As Max Torres strikes out, it'll be out. That'll be one down here in the top of the third. Matthew Rivers is 0 for 1 with a ground out to Luke Bees at short in his first at bat. The first pitch is in there for a ball. And he is going to be in there safely. Carson Chiprez gets a stolen base in today's All-Star game. Chiprez leads off a second. Matthew Rivers with the 1-0. Down low for ball 2. Was in the basement.
Also have action in that in-state bullpen.
As Curtis Flint.
Stash man.
The stash. I love Curtis Flint's stash, man. As Matthew Rivers takes ball 3 outside. As next inning's pitching matchup between Dylan Novotny and Curtis Flint could be one for the ages. That could be one really good pitching matchup. As Will Johnson catches the outside part of the plate for strike number 1 as Matthew Rivers was kind of leaning out there with that one, but we'll do the 3-1 here coming up. Matthew Rivers takes 3-1. In there for ball 4. That looked like more of a strike in my opinion than the last pitch. But different angle. Who am I to say? This is Dylan Fuller, the big lefty who has real power, steps in the left-handed batter's box. I'm stumbling over my words here. As he check swings the pitch, but it'll be a ball, so it'll be 1-0.
I want to go back to that pitching matchup. Curtis Flint, Dylan Novotny, 2 of my favorite pitchers in this league. Really good at limiting any walks and runs.
The 1-0. Missed a little bit upstairs and outside for ball number 2. Quick little note, this will be a 9-inning ball game. Normal Corn Belt League games are 7 innings, but this will be a 9-inning game, with plenty of festivities happening in between the innings. The 2-0. That ball will be fouled back and out of play, close to us here in the press box. It'll be a 2-1 count. We should open up the window, catch a foul ball, see if we can get a piece of bubble gum. I want a piece of bubble gum.
The Freezy Pops.
Or a Freezy Pop. The 2-1 from Will Johnson misses a little bit outside. It will be a 3-1 to Dylan Fuller here. Dylan Fuller from San Joaquin Delta College. He skies that one out of play. It'll be over the third base and visitors dugout. Dylan Fuller is 0 for 1 in this ball game with a strikeout. The 3-2. Misses outside, but it won't matter. This is a walk. It won't matter. As Matthew Rivers was thrown out, advancing to second, but it won't matter. It's a walk. Dead ball. The umpire was enthusiastic in that call. He believed in that call.
I mean, we got all-star umpires out here. They got to show a bit of flair, too. to see everyone enjoy the festivities.
As we will see ball number 1 outside. We'll see Knick Christensen, who's 1 for 1 with a single in the the top of the first. The 0-1 to Knick. Knick grounds that one into the gap in the left field. Matthew Rivers rounds third. He halts on the brakes. He'll stay at third. One does come across the score. That's Carson Chiprez. And the out-of-state lead is now 4 as they tack on one more on the RBI single from Knick Christensen.
And that's a good job just to move a man over. Still bases juiced. Going to be exciting to see what Blair Spees can do here.
As Blair Spees, we go back to the top of the order here in the top of the third. As Blair Spees has now batted in the first, the second, and the third inning here in this ballgame. As he skies that one very close to us. I'm going to catch one of those. I'm going to catch one of those. I want to. Man, I get so excited and antsy every time a ball comes up near the press box. Yes. Baseball. Blair Spees gets ready for the 0-1, the lefty on righty matchup. Catches the outside part of the plate. Blair Spees doesn't like it. It's an 0-2 count here with 1 out. We got bases loaded. Matthew Rivers leading off of third. Dylan Fuller off of second. Knick Christensen off of first. We'll see if Blair Spees can do something with bases loaded in 0-2. Grounded down the first base line as Jackson Stensgaard cannot make the play. Come on.
Good to give them a glove, too.
As Garrett Globe and Jackson Stensgaard, the 2 assistants for Jonathan Francisco's Rail Riders and Filth Ballers teams, are manning the bases today. Blair Spees continues to stay alive, fights that one back into the netting. We will do the 0-2 for the third straight time.
Good protecting right there by Blair Spees. Like we said, not known for his hitting, but starting to show that he can do so.
As Blair Spees steps out of the box, gives himself a little bit of a breather here on the 0-2. He's done a good job battling. He's really stayed alive so far. Blair Spees from William Penn University. The 0-2. Catches the outside part of the plate, and Blair Spees does not like the call. But Will Johnson paints the outside part of the plate. Call him Picasso, the way he be painting the outside part of the plate.
That is Johnson's signature right there. Perfect. You saw it. He was in that 0-2 count. Really tried to get ahead of him there. Spees finally just went down looking. Didn't think that was in there.
As Braden Jackson grounds that one over to short, and Beneke throws on to first to get the third out of the ball game. Well, for the top of the third inning for the out-of-state All-Stars, you got 2 runs on 2 hits. As we go to the bottom of the third, and the in-state All-Stars need to start climbing back here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Agassiz Field, the host of the Corn Belt League All-Star Game between the out-of-state All-Stars and the in-state All-Stars. We got a new pitcher out on the mound for the out-of-state All-Stars as Dylan Novotny from the Black Sox toes the bump for the out-of-state team.
Dylan Novotny is one of my favorite pitchers in this league. We talk about it. We saw Curtis Flint in the bullpen, but Dylan Novotny really gets pitches in that strike zone, really makes guys swing and miss. That's what we love to see in the Corn Belt League.
TJ Silliman leads things off. We're back to the top of the order for the in-state team here in the bottom half of the third inning. Silliman is 0 for 3, or excuse me, 0 for 1, excuse me. Outside for ball number 1. The 1-0. This is outside for ball 2, and TJ Silliman has worked himself a quick 2-0 count here. Novotny delivers the 2-0. That ball will be laced over Matthew Rivers' head, and TJ Silliman will lead things off in the bottom of the third with a lead-off single right over the head of Matthew Rivers.
Perfect right there for Silliman just to get on base. A little simple, a little late on it, just over the head. And he's got himself onto the leadoff base knock.
This is Ryan Malone. 0 for 1 in today's ball game as TJ Silliman gets the lead off at first, and Ryan Malone takes ball 1 high and a little bit outside. It'll be 1-0 count here for Ryan Malone.
Malone struck out in his last appearance. We don't see that too often from him, but looking to make up for it here.
Ryan Malone from Bennington, Nebraska. Feel like I've got a little bit of an allegiance as Ryan Malone skies that one straight over our head out in the press box and out of play. It'll be a 1-1 count here for Ryan Malone.
Got a lot of in-state guys from schools that we all know here.
Yeah, you mentioned that. You've got Lincoln Southwest, Papillion South, Gross, and Scott. A lot of area schools as Ryan Malone takes inside. You've got 2 Bennington guys on the team here. You got Cannon Dumont, and you've got Ryan Malone. The 2-1. Ryan Malone fouls that one straight back and into the netting. It'll knock the count up at 2-2.
We've got almost like every high school on here except for like Millard West.
Believe so. I mean, we've got pretty much everything represented here. Everything from Lincoln to Beatrice.
St. Albert.
The 2-2. Ryan Malone stays alive, battles that one back and out of play. Beautiful night for some baseball here at J.J. Isaacson Field. If you're tuning in with us, we thank you and appreciate you for tuning in on the Corn Belt League Network for this Corn Belt League All-Star Game. The 2-2. Ryan Malone skies that one down the left field line. That ball was ripped out of play. And we'll do the 2-2 once again.
A little bit of power shown right there by Malone. I'd like to see that a little bit more.
So we'll see if Ryan Malone can continue to battle here and win this 2-2 battle. The pitch from Novotny, TJ Silliman is off. Ryan Malone fouls that one out of play. The hit and run not working as that one bounces off the concrete and goes into the parking lot to the right-hand side of the press box.
Crowd of kids chasing after that one.
They might get a piece of bubble gum. I don't know. It's a thing here in the Corn Belt League. If a kid gets a foul ball, takes it to the front gate, they can get a piece of bubble gum or an ice-cold Freezy Pop. The 2-2 once again. Ryan Malone continues this at-bat. Rips that one down the left field line. This is going to be the 8th pitch in the at-bat coming up right here. And you got to think if you're Novotny, you just want to get something, a ground ball, something so you don't have to go through this at-bat and work that pitch count.
And Malone's a guy who makes contact, so it's going to be tough to do that.
The 2-2 once again. Malone watches outside for ball 3. That was a bang-bang pitch right there from Dylan Novotny. Did not miss by a whole lot.
Real close call.
As Ryan Malone strikes out, TJ Silliman takes second. The errant throw from Chris Bolifer, and TJ Silliman with the awkward slide gets into third. The ball gets away from Carson Burnett. TJ Silliman stays right where he's at. As Chris Bolifer came popping up, quick pop time, nice little throw down, a little over his head. But TJ Silliman took advantage of the throw over his head and advances 90 more feet to third.
We got to talk about that slide, too. Really turned. Didn't go all the way straight sliding into third. Kind of turned to his side.
It's kind of like an MLB The Show when you want to like move your position of the slide, so you slide over. But nonetheless, TJ Silliman on third, and Will Johnson rips that one into the gap. Blair Spees gets it and throws it on over. Not in time. Matthew Rivers not able to pull that one in. A run does come across to score as TJ Silliman scores the second run of the ball game for the N-State All-Stars. So it'll be interesting to see. That one will be ruled an error and credit that one an E6 to Blair Spees.
Now batting, the catcher from the Bombers, number 3, Tyler Obrecht.
As the catcher today for the in-state team, Tyler Obrecht. As Obrecht is one for one today in today's ball game. Takes ball one just a little bit outside and low.
Obrecht out of Millard North.
Mustang, former Mustang.
Up in Wayne State now.
As Bolifer throws on over, keeping Will Johnson in line. Johnson's back in time. Nice little crowd on hand. You know, you got a lot of families represented here. Nice to see everyone and their friendly faces out at the ballpark on this beautiful evening. As Obrecht skies that one into center field. Camps underneath that one for the second out.
Don't worry when you're doing the corn cob eating contest, okay?
So we've got 2 outs here for... I'm going to step aside real quick as Sam Whitaker is going to take over the duties here for play-by-play for the rest of the inning. Take it away, Sam.
Appreciate that, Ethan. Nice to go help with the corn on the cob eating contest. It's going to be an exciting event. It's the deal from Novotny. That one fouled back. That one over the press box again. See what Bees can do here. And an 0-1 count, 2 away. Lead off a first, that's Johnson. Dylan Novotny, the kick, the deal. That one fouled way over the press box again. A lot of foul balls, a lot of free bubble gum. So an 0-2, 2 away. Dylan Novotny. Johnson off first. Kick delivery by Novotny. Runner in motion. That one down low. No throw by Bolifer. So advancing up to second in a 1-2 count. That was Will Johnson. See what Bees can do here. 1-2 from Novotny. That one swing over to third. Throw over across the diamond. And no, he was safe. Wow. So the throw over, really good throw over at third by Carson Burnett. But a no-go. That was a really close play. So Novotny will have to deal with a new count. And Cooper Beneke, as Beneke fouls that one to the fence. Johnson on third. Bees over at first. Novotny in an 0-1. Gets the signal to check over to first. Novotny 0-1 deal, runner in motion. Beneke over to short. Spees got to get a throw over in time, and he does! Blair Spees over in time, and we won't be taking a break. We'll get you the entire action of this corn on the cob eating contest. This is going to be exciting to see.
Out-of-state All-Stars 5, in-state All-Stars 2.
Here, there's going to be multiple rounds of this corn on the cob eating contest.
All right, fans.
Got our main man down there, Ethan McCormick.
Traditions here at the Corn Belt League, a corn cob eating contest. We have a few representatives here. From the Black Sox, we have Cardiff Smith.
So
We
Cardiff
have
Smith
Mike
coming out there.
Ripa.
Mike Ripa, father of Nick Ripa.
One of our coaches, Garrett Globe from the Phil Ballers.
Garrett Globe, the coach from the Filth Ballers out there as
Another
well.
one of our coaches from the Red Raiders.
The Red
Dwayne
Raiders
Hosey.
coach, Dwayne Hosey. This is going to be a great matchup.
And one of our interns, Ryan Lewis from Creighton.
And we got Ryan Lewis
All right.
also in the corn cob eating
You're going to
contest.
have to peel the corn and eat the corn. The first one done wins the first round. All
So
right.
here, peel and eat the
You can
corn.
begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Great start by Dwayne Hosey. Dwayne Hosey going to town, ripping it with the teeth. Mike Ripa going at it as well. We got a tough competition here. Look at Dwayne Hosey go. Oh, Dwayne Hosey still going at it. Got to finish a few more. Got to get every last bit of corn, and did he get it in time?
All right, fans, let's give him a hand.
Believe Dwayne Hosey. That was a great move. Oh my, that was an amazing competition. They're gonna be like 2 more rounds of this as well. You got
Our
finals
second
for it
round,
as
We will
well.
have a second round for corn on the cob contest. That will be in the 5th inning.
So 5th inning, don't go anywhere. That'll be the second round of this corn and cob eating contest. And we'll bring it to you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field at Seymour Smith Park.
The Phil Ballers, number 34, Anthony Nee.
Anthony stepping up. And he'll face the new arm out of the pin, Curtis Flint, the stash man. My goodness, does this guy have a beautiful stash. We could talk about it all day. Sounds weird talking about it without Ethan here. But we'll take strike 1 to lead it off. Flint, the 0-1. Down low, got away. So Flint in a 1-1 count to Nino. The deal. That a swing and a miss. So we welcome back our main man, Ethan McCormick.
How's it going, guys? Yeah, I decided to cop the corn hat for the rest of the inning here. Anthony Nino's up at the plate. He's got a 2-2 count. That was pretty fun. I know you guys saw Dwayne Hosey absolutely shred some corn. That was a good battle between Garrett Globe and Dwayne Hosey. I mean, whew, a lot of corn was being shredded there. Nino takes outside for ball 3, full count. This isn't the most ideal setup. But, you know, I can hear you, you can hear me, and everyone can hear me at home. So we're living life right now. Nino grounds that one over to short. Caben Steenbach comes up firing, gets him out at first, and that'll be the first out of the ball, or excuse me, of the top of the 4th for the in-state All-Stars. As Curtis Flint is out on the mound. 9 2/3 innings work for Curtis Flint, a 0 ERA. One of the few guys with over 9 innings of work and a 0 ERA, as Carson Burnett's out there for his 3rd plate appearance of the ball game. I'm proud of my corn hat. The first pitch to Burnett's fouled straight back and into the netting. Ball 1 misses inside. This is like squeezing my head. The 1-1 from Curtis Flint to Carson Burnett. The curveball just misses outside the plate. It's a 2-1 count here for Carson Burnett.
This game is a 5-2 game, but still been really entertaining so far, and we're only in the top of the 4th. You got more corn on the cob eating.
As the curveball this time around catches the outside part of the plate, it's going to be a 2-2 count for Carson Burnett. As Curtis Flint from Dakota State University. As Curtis Flint rings up Carson Burnett, looking for his first strikeout of the inning. 2 down for the in-state All-Stars in the top of the 4th. And Curtis Flint continues to do what he's do best all season, as dominate out on the mound. Now 2 teammates are going to be going up against each other. Curtis Flint, Carson Chiprez, 2 Rail Riders. We'll see how this one ends up.
This is going to be something for the dugout to take a laugh at either way.
Curtis Flint starts Carson Chiprez with the ball inside. Bragging rights. This at-bat carries a lot of bragging rights, I guess. I think if Carson gets a hit, he'll be talking some trash to Curtis, but if Curtis gets the strikeout, it'll be in reverse.
It's going to be a great at-bat. I'm so excited for this. This is like playing your brother or something.
Right. Is the 1-0 from Curtis Flint. The curveball is swung on and missed for strike number 1. I don't know if the camera exactly does it justice, but that pitch has so much movement. The 1-1 from Curtis Flint, the lefty, will catch the outside part of the plate, and Curtis Flint continues to just dial up these pitches. Looks dominant out there on the mound. It's like he hasn't even missed a beat.
Don't see it often from Curtis Flint to miss a beat. I mean, this guy is on it.
The 1-2 from Flint. Be fouled back out of play as Carson Chiprez stays alive. Carson Chiprez, Curtis Flint, Rail Riders teammates, bragging rights on the line. The 1-2 pitch from Curtis Flint. That ball will be grounded. Curtis Flint will ground it himself. Turn to throw to first is in time. Curtis Flint wins the bragging rights contest between the two. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and we've got ourselves a 3-run ball game. The in-state All-Stars need to get the bats going on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning as we got a new pitcher out on the mound for the in-state team, as we will see, we'll see number 56, Drew Becks, out there on the mound for the out-of-state team. Drew Becks takes the mound from Galvian College. He'll go up against Jackson Yeager to start things off. It'll be Yeager and Miller, the first 2 hitters today. It'll be Yeager, Miller, and DeMonte will be due up for the in-state team in the bottom of the 4th.
Where we have a little bit of time. Wendy Welch, the Steele family, the Sire family, the Flom family, and the Kluger family.
As they're doing a little honoring of the host families who are putting in a lot of work. They bring in these guys for the season. They host them and they feed them. They give them a place to live for the summer.
It's always appreciated. We can't say how much we do appreciate it, even the broadcast team.
100%, because it gives these guys an opportunity to play, as Becks delivers the first pitch to Yeager, and it's going to be down and away for ball number 1. Got to say that there's a golf fundraiser on August 26th. You can join us and help us raise money for the Corn Belt League. See www.cornbeltleague.com for registration. As strike 1, it catches the outside part of the plate as Jackson Yeager's got a 1-1 count here with no outs in the bottom of the 4th. Jackson Yeager rips that one down the third base line. Keep looking at myself in our camera over here with this corn hat on. Yeager's got a 1-2 count here. Drew Becks. The 1-2 count on its way to Yeager. Catches him looking on the outer part of the plate. Drew Becks gets his first strikeout of the All-Star game and make it a backwards K for the first out.
Know exactly what you need coming out of the bullpen. Strikeout looking. You'll take it either way, forward or backward, but a good job by Becks to start it off.
I can cross that off my bucket list. Call a baseball game while wearing a corn hat. I can now say I've lived life to the fullest. Drew Miller watches ball 1 outside.
Why did just give it out as like a player of the game or crew member of the night award or something?
Crew member. Drew Miller, the 1-0, catches the outside part of the plate. It's a 1-1 count to Drew Miller. We'll say this strike zone's been kind of here nor there, sometimes there, maybe there. Could be here, upstairs, downstairs, in the basement, in the attic. Who knows? East Coast field trip, West Coast field trip. I don't know, but we'll see on the 1-1 count as Drew Miller skies that one. That ball will be in foul territory. Matthew Rivers gave it a good chase but could not get to that one in time. It'll drop for a foul ball, be a 1-2 count.
Well, no need for the strike zone there. Just a little bloop foul into right.
Drew Miller steps into the batter's box for the in-state All-Stars. 1-2 count, 1 out. No one on base as Drew Becks looks to get his second strikeout in the inning right here on the 1-2. The 1-2 in the dirt. That one gets by Anthony Nino, but it doesn't matter. Nobody on base. It'll be a 2-2 count. Drew Miller awaits the 2-2 pitch from Drew Becks. Becks comes set. And Drew Miller laces that one into center field. That ball will drop for a base hit. Drew Miller, solid contact right there on the 2-2 pitch, and the in-state All-Stars get their first base runner in the bottom of the 4th here with 1 out.
Well, just what they needed to start off the inning. Already 1 away, but good just to go down the lineup and let the next guy do his job.
Nick DeMonte steps into the batter's box. He's got an opportunity to keep the inning going for the in-state team here with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. DeMonte is 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field in his last at-bat. The first pitch to DeMonte, he skies that one into right field. Max Torres will get underneath that one. He'll bring it in for the second out of the inning. We've got 2 away here after the DeMonte flyout.
DeMonte not happy with that one, but just got to let the next guy do his job. There's still time to get in this game. Like we said, it's a 9-inning game. Plenty of time.
As Obrecht steps up to the plate here. As we have seen like a shift in the, as Drew Miller gets caught in a pickle, Matthew Rivers has got it. He's chasing him down, throws it on over the first. Braden Jackson applies the tag, gets him out. Drew Miller gets caught in a pickle, and that'll get the in-state All-Stars out of the bottom of the 4th. No runs on 1 hit, no runners left on base technically as we go to the top of the 5th right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. Excuse me, as Curtis Flint toes the bump once again for the in-state All-Star team after giving up no runs in his last inning of work. As he'll see another teammate to lead off the inning here. As Max Torres takes strike 1. He's already got the bragging rights on Carson Chiprez. We'll see if he can get the bragging rights now on Max Torres. The 0-1. Just misses outside. The 1-1 here for the 2 teammates. The 1-1. Catches the outside part of the plate, and Curtis Flint continues to establish that breaking ball as we've got a 1-2 count. Curtis Flint delivers the 1-2. Just misses outside. Max Torres checks his swing. He did not go. It'll be a 2-2 count here.
I think these guys have really good chemistry between each other, and I mean,
100%.
Curtis Flint is just deadly on the mound.
Curtis Flint gets Max Torres swinging and missing for his second strikeout. And he gets his teammate, so he's got bragging rights on both of his teammates now. Max Torres and Carson Chiprez were victims to Curtis Flint. Now Matthew Rivers, the first baseman today for the Filth Ballers from DMAC. Matthew Rivers is 0 for 1 with a walk in his last at-bat. And he takes ball 1. That went straight off the umpire's shoulder. That ball came right above us. I'm ready to catch a ball. I'm going to catch one of these days. It came right here. I'm reaching out. I'm so reaching out this window. Aiden Urbaum's up in the bullpen for the in-state team. Got to hope the umpire's okay. That nicked him in the shoulder, but I want a free piece of bubble gum.
I tell you, I opened that window. My first reaction was to yank open this window.
We just want a foul ball up here, folks.
You got to coordinate which window to open just in case it goes to the right or the left.
The 1-0. Matthew Rivers with the big swing and a miss. Knots the count up at 1-1.
You see these guys going up there and just trying to swing out of their shoes on Curtis Flint. You cannot do that. This guy is deadly.
As Curtis Flint with the breaking ball once again drops in there for strike 2. And Curtis Flint is carving up these hitters like a meat butcher.
Man, he is on fire right now. Hot knife through butter. Look at these pitches go.
The 1-2 to Matthew Rivers. Matthew Rivers with the swing and the miss. Curtis Flint continues to dominate out on the mound for the in-state team, and he catches another victim in Matthew Rivers.
My goodness. The swing and the miss right there. Rivers just knew he had to do something about that. Just tried to protect and couldn't do so right there.
Would you rather have $1 million or go and try to get a hit off of Curtis Flint for $5 million? Give me the $1 million. I'm not getting a hit off of Curtis Flint.
Kidding me?
As Dylan Fuller watches ball one inside.
I mean, this guy is just the definition of an all-star. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Curtis Flint.
Curtis Flint. If you're a baseball pitching aficionado, just like that pitch, catching the outside part of the plate, I think you love watching Mr. Flint. One, he has one of the greatest mustaches in the Corn Belt League. That cannot be denied. And he's got one of the best breaking balls in the league. That can't be denied. And we see it once again, 1-2 count. Curtis Flint can go for back-to-back spectacular no-run innings. He still has not given up an earned run in any game so far this year. Can that stay intact right here on the 1-2? Dylan Fuller gets ready to receive the 1-2. Just misses low as Dylan Fuller almost got rang up looking. 2-2 count, though, to Dylan Fuller from San Joaquin Delta College. We'll see if the young man can stay alive and win the 2-2 battle. The 2-2 pitch. In there for strike 3, Curtis Flint gets him looking. Curtis Flint continues his reign of dominance out on the mound. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and the in-state All-Stars are catching their mojo right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field as Drew Becks continues his pitching performance out there as he goes out for his second inning of work here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll see Obrecht lead things off, and then we go back to the top of the order. So the in-state team changed up their batting order a little bit.
For the in-state All-Stars from the Bombers,
Tyler Obrecht was originally batting in the 4 position. Now he's batting in the 10 position. So we'll have to see what the change is when we get to that 4 position for the in-state team. But nonetheless, it's Obrecht against Drew Bex to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th. And Obrecht gets started with the ball low.
So that means Obrecht is the DH now.
Maybe a change at catcher so we could see Cannon Dumont or one of the other guys come in for the in-state team. It could be Cannon Dumont. It could be Dylan Brisboy. The 1-0 to Obrecht. Obrecht chops that one high in the air. Gets to it, and it gets to him in time. Nice play over there at second base. That's the first out of the inning for the out-of-state All-Stars.
And that was a little bit of a sneaky play right there, right over the head of the pitcher, and a good job just to come in right there and throw it over in time. A little bit of a short throw, but still, good effort.
We've got some defensive changes here. Ben Kirkland is at second. Logan Stribling's at third. The outfield stayed the same. It's still Dylan Fuller, Max Torres, and Carson Chiprez. Anthony Nino behind the plate. Still the same infield, just a couple changes. There's Drew Brex with the nice slider. Gets it inside as TJ Silliman is the next man up today for the in-state All-Stars in the bottom of the 5th. My head's starting to get a little itchy from this hat.
That's right, you.
I will let you wear it. TJ Silliman swings and misses at strike number 2. And TJ Silliman is down quickly in this count 0-2. Bottom of the 5th, nobody on, 1 out, 0-2 count here for TJ Silliman. And he flies that one. That ball will just barely miss the light pole. It'll drop down in foul territory. We'll do the 0-2 once again. So TJ Silliman is one of those guys that just works counts. He's good at staying alive. As Drew Bex. TJ Silliman steps out, gives himself a second to breathe. The 0-2 from Drew Bex. TJ Silliman swings and misses. Will be a drop third strike, and Anthony Nino throws on over to his teammate Matthew Rivers at first for the second out, and that's another K for Drew Bex. His third strikeout in his innings of relief. And we will see Ryan Malone. Excuse me, that is not Ryan Malone.
Now batting from the Royal Blue Dogs.
I think that's
We'll see Luke Bees.
Oh.
They've changed the batting order on us here a little bit.
So originally it was supposed to be DeMonte in that 2-hole with the extra hitter.
They crossed that off.
Last minute change to Malone. Now it's Luke Bees. I can't write anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. It's the All-Star game. It's the time for these players to have some fun, get some reps, and enjoy making the All-Star team. As Luke Bees, who is playing shortstop today for the in-state team, the in-state team. We'll see if he goes back out there at shortstop when they go to the top of the 6th. We'll keep that in order for you. Drew Bex with the 0-1. Gets that one to the plate. It'll be a ball away. Anthony Nino cannot really set that one up. The 1-1. Luke Bees just gets that one foul. That one was creeping down the line. Third base umpire did a good job of making sure that one was a foul ball.
A little bit of emphasis on that.
Foul ball. Foul ball. Luke Bees gets ready for the 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Luke Bees Watches ball 2 in the dirt. Good stop by Anthony Nino. The 2-2 for Luke Bees. We're having a lot of fun up here. I hope you guys are having just as much fun as we are. The 2-2 to Luke. Luke ropes that one into left field. That'll drop for a base hit, and Luke Bees rounds first. Dylan Fuller gets that one into Blair Spees or Ben Kirkland, and that'll be a 2-out single to keep the inning alive for the in-state All-Stars.
So do you want to do your fair ball now?
From the Royal Blue Dogs, number 14.
Fair ball! Fair ball! Will Johnson steps up to the plate. Takes ball 1. The 1-0 to Will Johnson. It'll be in there for strike 1. Will Johnson's got a 1-1 count here. Will Johnson from Lincoln Southwest University, and we've got ourselves another pickle. TJ Silliman looks back, goes back to first. Ben Kirkland's chasing him down back to first. Drew Beck's now the pitcher's chasing him down to second. Throws on to Blair Speeds. Blair Speeds applies the tag. That's a classic pickle. Done to succession for the defense, not more so for the offense. We go to the top of the 6th. The in-state All-Stars get out of that inning once again with no runs on no hits. We go to the top of the 6th right here on the Corn Belt League Network.
And also joining us, our umpire for tonight, Wyatt Sudi. All right, you have to husk your own corn, eat your corn, and the first one done with an adequate amount of corn not on the cob will be our winner of our second round. If everybody's ready, we'll begin in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, fans, let's give them a round of applause. winner of our first round, Coach Dwayne Hosey, and the winner of our second round will advance to a corn cob off at the end of the 7th inning.
Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. As the deal from Urbaum takes a first pitch liner into center and a grab for 1 out on 1 pitch. Got the corn hat on now.
Your attention please, now pitching for the in-state All-Stars from the Bombers, number 8, Aiden Urbaum.
As you just heard it over the PA, Aiden Urbaum. Blair Spees back up now. Spees, 1 for 2 today. Walked and scored in the first. Singled in the second. Struck out looking back in the third. So we'll see what Urbaum can do. On a 1-1 deal to Spees, down low and away. Two one now. Urbaum kick delivery, down low and outside, caught. So what? Believe that's a 1-2 count. Delivery on the 1-2, in there, backwards K for Aiden Urbaum, his first of the evening. Great job by Urbaum to just freeze Blair Spees. And we're going to have a new batter out now.
Now batting from the Haymakers, number 12, Ben Kirkwood.
Going to be Ben Kirkland for the out-of-state All-Stars, playing second, as we saw earlier with the change. So he'll take his first pitch out and away for ball 1. Kirkland, a swing and a miss. 1-1 now. See what Kirkland can do on a 1-1, and Urbaum. Kick delivery. That one fouled. So on the 1-2, Urbaum deals that one over the head. Watch out, Kirkland. It's now a 2-2. As you see, our main man, Ethan McCormick, right there with the corn. Looking foolish as ever. As the next pitch away and a full count. Man, we are having so much fun up here. Hoping everyone is, even if you couldn't join us here at the ballpark tonight. As Urbaum deals in a 3-2, and that's another backwards K for Aiden Urbaum. So no damage done here for the out-of-state All-Stars, and we'll see what the in-state All-Stars can do when we return on the Corn Belt League Network. Chase Outlaw on the mound for the out-of-state All-Stars to begin this bottom of the 6th. Will Johnson back up now. Delivery and a swing and a miss by Johnson to start out. Well, Johnson 2 for 2 today as he swings and misses as that one at well. Do have action in one of the bullpens. We'll get that to you when we can. We'll do number 28 on the Filth Ballers. So a 1-2 count. Kick delivery from Houslaw. Swing and a miss. It's his first strikeout of the evening in his first inning of work. Back-to-back Blue Dogs back up now. And this is the change. This was Luke B's. And it's Cannon Dumont now. A little bit of a delay. It's the delivery by Houslaw over the glove. Two-0 count, one away. Delivery to Dumont, a swing and a miss. 2-1 now. That one upstairs as well. 3-1 now. Houslaw once more, swing and a miss by Dumont. Full count now. Well, welcome back in, Ethan.
Thank you. I got to readjust my headset. It's accustomed to the corn, so you're going to have to give me a split second here.
As that one a swing and a miss by Dumont. So 2 away now. Houslaw's working quickly. 2 Ks and back-to-back. So Cabe and Steenbach now.
We're back. Sam, you can go ahead and finish the inning.
Steenbach up against Houslaw. 2 away in the inning, an 0-0 count. Kick, delivery to Steenbach. That one in there for strike one.
Chase Houslaw's a brilliant pitcher. He's very meticulous with this stuff out on the mound.
That one just outside that top corner, 1-1.
Houslaw also brings the velocity. He's really, really quick to the plate. The way his stride and how quickly he can get to the plate, it's hard for hitters to time up. So
that a swing and a miss. Steenbach really showing off the grip there.
There's an interesting story with Cabe and Steenbach. Yesterday during their game against the Omaha Filth Ballers, it was towards the end of the game. I'll wait until after this.
As that one in there, you're going to have to tell it next inning. But Steenbach strikes out looking, and we'll get to hear that right after the break.
as I was saying about Caben Steenbach, welcome back to the Corn Belt League All Star Game. Caben Steenbach yesterday in their game against the Omaha Filth Ballers, it was one of his last at bats. He got caught stealing. He got back to the dugout, slammed his helmet on the little railing, bounced off the roof of the press box, hit him in the head, cut his head open. He started bleeding. And he's back. He's good. No concussion. We're all good. He's back. He's playing in this game. But kind of a funny but scary moment. He was joking about it with me prior to this game. So it's good to have him back.
It's that first pitch in there for strike one.
We're in the top of the 7th now. This game's gone by pretty quick. Usually we go through a 7-inning game in the Corn Belt League in about this time, but we're right on pace, I would say. It's Cooper McCoy, the young man from Lyons College, is up at the plate now. McCoy fouled that one back into the netting. It'll be 0-2. McCoy has been a pivotal part of this Filth Ballers team for Jonathan Francisco, who, if you didn't just see, had an article written about him in today's edition of the Omaha World Herald.
That's a swing and a miss right there. So one away already, and we have action in the bullpen. Adam Eggert for the out-of-state All-Stars.
And if you don't know about the legend of Adam Eggert, you should by now. Adam Eggert's one of the most electric pitchers in this league. Whenever he comes in, you got to expect it a 1-2-3 inning. He dominates. He really has a great fastball, and he can really kind of showcase that changeup that he can pair with that fastball as well.
It's that first pitch fouled back.
Couldn't ask for a more perfect night at the ballpark. It is beautiful out here. Ideal.
It's that next one in there, 0-2, and I mean, just look out past center field. I mean, purplish blue skies. It is just beautiful out here tonight.
This is exactly what any baseball fan would envision an All-Star game would be like.
Is that one? A little blooper into left center, and that's going to fall for a base knock.
That sure sounded like that bat might have gotten broke. That didn't sound like real solid through contact. It sounded like that maybe jammed him inside a little bit, and you can see Max Torres looking at the bat. I think that bat might be somewhat broken.
Didn't sound too normal when it was swung. A little bit of a inconsistency in the crack. So the deal to Murakami outside, or no, inside. That top corner. It's 0-1 to Murakami. The deal to Murakami, a swing and a miss.
Murakami's worked himself into an 0-2 deficit here. It'll be interesting to see how he can attack on this 0-2 with one out.
As the deal on the 0-2. Kick delivery upstairs and away for the first ball of the at-bat.
Quinn Zaboretsky does a really good job of controlling base runners. He does a good job of limiting how much damage can be done every 90 feet. He's pretty good at limiting base runners.
As the throw over, diving back in time.
The conversation over here between Ryan Malone and Logan Strimling has got to be a good one. Two teammates over here, I bet. A little bit of trash talking going on over there.
As the deal to Murakami upstairs and away again for 2-2. And, I mean, you look just between first and second. There's 3 Blue Dogs out there already. There's one in the outfield as well. Just that trifecta on that right side.
The triangle of Blue Dogs.
There's that one. A little loop into right. It's a base knock. Couldn't quite get the handle on it. Was TJ Silliman. So it's back-to-back knocks. 2 on and 1 away. We're going to see Max Torres go to work here.
We've got some defensive changes here in the infield. for the in-state guys. Jackson Steele's now playing second or shortstop. Dylan Brisbois is catching. Ryan Malone's at first, and TJ Silliman's at right.
So that one fouled back.
DeMonte's still out in center field. And I believe Carson Wright is out in left.
Torres on an 0-1 count, 1 away, 2 men on. Deal outside for Zaborowski. Double one deal to Torres. A little lace into left. That's not going to get down. A throwback to second. He's back in time. That was a close play.
Okay, I've got a couple things here. First off, that was a great play. I got a second question. Why is head coach Dwayne Hosey sitting in the stands over here? I've got a lot of questions. We need to get a camera on this. Head coach for the Red Raiders and the Haymakers, Dwayne Hosey.
Who's supposed to be coaching in this game? He was out here earlier. As that one fouled down the line. What in the world?
You don't see that very often. A head coach just chilling in the stands. He's soaking in the atmosphere of the crowd, I guess. He wants to see what it's like to be a Corn Belt League fan instead of a Corn Belt League coach.
That's going to be interesting because Dwayne Hose is a very high emotional guy.
That's pretty funny.
As the deal down low to Rivers, so teammate action here once again.
Yeah, this is a common occurrence. You've seen this quite a bit, most notably. And there you look, you got Dwayne Hosey in his bucket hat just sitting there in the stands.
As Rivers a fly up.
That's going to stay in play for Brisbois, see if he can make a play.
And he can't know it falls, but they will call it in foul territory. That was extremely close.
That ball hit about as close as you can possibly get to being a fair ball. Foul ball.
I'm going to put you behind the plate, Ethan.
I've always wanted to be an umpire. I think I'd be a good umpire. Mike Knockenhauer says he's an umpire.
So that next one down low.
Good stop by Brisbois. Brisbois, he hits for power. He's hit a home run out this season, but he's also really good behind the plate, does a really good job blocking. He's got a lot of range back there, can work to his left, he can work to his right.
I think it'd be interesting to be an umpire. I took a class on it this year.
You took a class on being an umpire?
Yeah, at Millard West, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's a swing and a miss by Rivers. So it's the other way around. Rivers doesn't get the bragging rights on his old teammate, but we'll see what the other side can do when we come back on the break from the Corn Belt League Network.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Hands up here for both Carson and Cruz on a fun game of water balloon hitting.
Welcome back into J.J. Isaacson Field. More All-Star action on tap for you. And we'll be underway for the bottom of the 7th. So typically this is where we would say it's the last chance, but it isn't. Adam Agert on the mound. So don't get tired of me saying it because it's going to happen more, but teammate matchup right here. Adam Agert facing his other teammate. It's Cam Madsen. The deal from Agert. That one out and away for ball 1. That one away as well. 2-0.
Nope, I don't know who won the second one. So I think Dwayne and one other way.
So 2-0 for Agert to deal with as he deals the 2-0 and outside. We get a 3-0 count. As the deal from Agert once more. That one in there for strike 1. So a 3-1 count now. No one away. That one a swing and a miss as well. Big hack at that one. Camden Madsen is a Bellevue West Thunderbird high school graduate. Attends Wayne State is a deal from Agert. That one grounded over to third, and that right out of the glove. So no throw in time, no chance. And it's a man aboard to lead it off. We're going to see Ryan Malone next. Ryan Malone, like I said. You're at the deal. That a swing and a miss by Malone.
I'm back, folks.
It's the throw over from from Agert.
I almost got smoked in the head with a water balloon.
I saw that. You almost got hosed right there.
I almost got domed by a water balloon. What?
As a deal by Agert, back up the middle, double play ball over in time. That's a beautiful double play. 4-3 double play. And 2 away on the ground out. And another teammate matchup once more.
Yeah.
Nick
This is-
Ripa.
Yeah, Nick Ripa, whose dad competed in the corn on the cob eating contest in that second round.
Wow.
So, or in that first round, excuse me. So,
As a
Little
swing
bit
and a miss there to start him out. This is a Wayne State matchup again. 2 Wayne State Wildcats going back at it from Wayne America, as they call it.
Welcome to Wayne America.
As he loops that one into left. That's going to be extra bases for Ripa. The turnaround and the slide into second.
Quick little note. That throw was on point, and I thought that throw was in time. If he makes a clean throw to Ben Kirkland at second, I think he gets him. I mean, he was sliding, just starting a slide when Ben Kirkland would have fielded that. If that would have been on the bag, that's a quick transition into the tag. We could be out of this bottom of the 7th going to the top of the 8th. It's a very close play.
Agert in an 0-0 count. Nick DeMonte faces first pitch strike.
I mean, you got it. You can't really look at the lineup as that's a grain of salt. Down there, I was in the dugout for an inning, and they just changed the lineup kind of on the go. So,
You need to just get everyone reps.
right, you just got to give everyone a chance. This is a big-time moment for a lot of these guys competing in a Summer League All-Star Game. I mean, these guys all deserve it. They've been here. They've put in the work. They put in the time, the blood, the sweat, the tears, working with your teammates. And coming into this, a lot of these guys didn't know who their teammates were going to be, or let alone where they were from. So, pretty cool.
As next pitch in there for strike 2. And, I mean, we've really seen chemistry grow. Teams really have to build chemistry quickly here in the summer. And, I mean, talk about the guys that you're excited to see go back. Curtis Flint, I'm excited to see what he does next year.
Curtis Flint is definitely up there. But as a team, I'm going to say the Black Sox. I think the Black Sox as a team are clicking at the right time.
It's that one over to Blair Spees. Throw. Got him in time. No damage done once more. And we'll see how the other All-Stars can respond in response on the Corn Belt League Network.
let's hear it for both Coach Cozy and Mr. Hasty.
Welcome back in, J.J. Isaacson Field. An 0-1 count. Zaborski. The deal and a swing and a miss right there. Dylan Fuller against Zaborski. See what Fuller can do on a 1-2. It's that one outside, 2-2 now. Next one in there, strike 3, and that's a backwards K on Dylan Fuller.
Quinn Zaboratsky continues to deal. He's been doing this all season for the Filth Ballers. He's one of their best pitchers. Best in command, Carson Burnett definitely is up there as well. But gotta love how Quinn Zaboratsky goes out there, works, and just shuts down opposing teams.
Kenneth Christensen up once more. Christensen is from St. Cloud up in Minnesota. One-0. Deal. That one upstairs and in there. Caught that corner for a 1-1. Next one, swing over to the short, over Spees in time. 2 away in the inning.
Just the defense. We've seen 3 total errors, but the defense for the in-state team, they're down by 3, but they've only committed 1 error. And that was just a great play by Jackson Steele, the young man from Bellevue West who's currently playing at Oklahoma Christian University. But he's a Thunderbird, and he's making big-time plays at short in this game.
Deal, Zaborovsky upstairs, 1-0. A 1-0. That one looped into that left center hole. That's a base knock. So 1 man on, 2 away. Zaborovsky, you have to find something here. Kirkland now. The deal and a runner in motion. Throw down to second in time. Caught stealing. And that's a great throw behind the dish to get the runner out on the steal attempt. We'll see what can be responded with when we come back on the Corn Belt League Network.
Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field as we are in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the in-state All-Stars are looking to come back from this 5-2 deficit. Tyler Dunham out on the mound from Midland University is towing the bump, and I've got a clear view at him because I'm wearing binoculars. As Parker Mooney is going to lead things off for the in-state team here in the bottom of the 8th. As the in-state All-Stars look to kind of climb back at this lead. Dwayne Hosey is going to be going to first base. If you didn't see, Dwayne Hosey walked away the Corn Fest corn on the cob eating champ.
That's a trophy. That's a trophy in itself. I mean, now he's going back out there to be the first base coach.
An accomplished man in Dwayne Hosey just can add another trophy to his belt as Parker Mooney gets ready for the first pitch in the at-bat. And we got ball one inside. The 1-0, the ball is grounded. Tyler Dunham comes off the mound. Will take care of it himself and flick it on over to Matthew Rivers at first for the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Quick little grounder right back to the pitcher, and a good job just to flip it over in time, and there's already one away.
Go back to the top of the order, and TJ Silliman lead things off for the in-state All-Stars. Go back to the top of the order. He takes strike one in there. Ball one is low and in there. We got a 1-1 count. Ball two is going to be low to TJ Silliman. The 2-1 from Tyler Dunham will be fouled back by TJ Silliman. Gets off the leg of the umpire. The umpire did compete in the second round of the corn on the cob eating contest. Lost.
I got to give him credit, though. It's going to be tough to do that.
The 2-2 to Silliman. Silliman just fouls that one out of play behind him. We'll do the 2-2 once again.
I like to take my chances at the corn. We gotta do that as a team bonding activity.
I would agree. We should. One of you guys should have went down there.
Could have gotten Mike to go down there.
This ball three misses outside. Full count here for TJ Silliman. Second full count he's worked in this ball game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. The pitch from Tyler Dunham. Ball be fouled high. It's in play. Matthew Rivers gives it a good chase. Dives over the shoulder. And that ball was almost brought in. Matthew Rivers with a great effort in foul territory. That would have been one of the toughest catches you will see on camera, but could not pull it in.
Well, got to give him an A+ for effort. I mean, Rivers turned on all the wheels that he had right there. Good job to get over there. Just couldn't get perfectly in time. But still, full count.
That would have been a great catch by Matthew Rivers, but we'll do the full count once again. The 3-2 pitch. Just catches the outside part of the plate, and Tyler Dunham gets the backwards K on TJ Silliman for the second out of the bottom of the 8th.
It's a good job right there just to freeze him on that pitch. Didn't really know what he wanted to do with there, but we'll see what Steenbach can do now.
Caben Steenbach steps up to the plate. Bottom of the 8th. 2 out. Caben Steenbach fouls that one. Straight back into the backstop. It'll be an 0-1 count. Given Steenbach takes strike 2 low. If you haven't heard, the Corn Belt League is doing a fundraiser golf tournament August 26th at Dodge Riverside. We would love to have you out. We need your help. We're looking for some sponsors for the event. We'll tell you all about it when we come back for the top of the 9th inning right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. Like mentioned, MVP for Life are doing a golf scramble. They need your help in our endeavor to help the youth of our community as MVP for Life hosts its charity golf fundraiser event. MVP for Life is in need of support from fundraising opportunities such as this golf event as it strives to teach life skills throughout the game of baseball. Their programs include school programs, Corn Belt Collegiate Baseball League, camps, clinics, coaches, clinics, and scholarship programs. We couldn't do this without your generosity. Please help us with the silent auction raffle prize item that can enhance our fundraising efforts. All gifts and donations are tax deductible. If you would like to learn more about MVP for Life, visit our website at www.mvpforlife.org, and we welcome you for the opportunity. The scramble will take place August 26th. It's a two-man or foursome. It's $160 for a twosome and $320 for the foursome. Silent auction prices, and it's a 9 a.m. shotgun start with lunch following. Please support a good cause.
It's a good cause.
Ben Kirkland's up at the plate with the 1-0 count. He takes ball 2 inside. Top of the 9th. Takes ball 3. The 3-0. See if he has the green light here on the 3-0. Takes inside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Ben Kirkland. And he gets the first run of the top of the 9th for the leading out-of-state All-Stars. Cooper McCoy, the young man from Lyons College, is up to the plate. Ball's fouled out of play. It'll be an 0-2 count.
Tell he's frustrated with that one. Really wanted that one. See the swing after the play.
The 0-2 pitch to Cooper McCoy. Be fouled out of play down the first base line once again. We'll do the 0-2 here for the second time.
Good little battle we have brewing right here. They get something through. Don't want to get in that double play. It kills momentum.
The 0-2 to Cooper McCoy, and he gets out, stretching out a hit right there. So that's the first out of the inning here for the in-state All-Stars. Still got a runner on first after the Cooper McCoy strikeout swinging.
And that's a long reach out there by McCoy. See what Strubling can do now. Try to move someone over.
Patrick Zeller's out on the mound right now for the in-state All-Stars. And he's going up against Logan Stribling. The young man from, the call is outside. The Penn Kirkland is off. The ball gets by him, and he'll advance 90 feet. And he's coming home. There's going to be at the plate. Dylan Brisbois gets it in. That's going to be an easy tag at the plate. Not sure what Garrett Globe was doing, sending him at third base. Ben Kirkland went anyway. I know Ben Kirkland's going to give Garrett Globe a hard time. Hey, he's taking it in good spirits. He's coming up smiling. He understands.
A little bit of a confusing play, but I get it. I mean, it's a 5-2 game. May as well have a little bit of fun.
As I was saying, Logan Stribling, the young man from University of Health Science and Pharmacy, he's got an 0-1 count here with 2 outs now. Ball in the dirt. It'll be a 1-1 count. Good eye right there by Mr. Logan Stribling. The 1-1. In the dirt gets by Dylan Brisbois, but it doesn't matter. No one on base. We'll do the 2-1 here with 2 outs. Logan Stribling had to confirm that he just got the walk, but it'll be a 5-pitch walk for Logan Stribling. And we've got 2 outs here.
Now batting from the Rail Riders, number 16, Jake Murakami.
Jake Murakami, who laced a single in his last at-bat, steps in the left-hander's batter's box. Ball is grounded over to third, and that ball will be in time. Gets Jake Murakami out at first. The in-state All-Stars are down to their final 3 outs to come back and tie this game or take the lead and win this ball game in the bottom of the 9th right here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field here, bottom of the 9th, and the closer for the out-of-state All-Stars, Carson Burnett, is out on the mound. The young man has been towing the bump efficiently all season. Comes in with a sub-1 ERA and over 10 innings of work. And he'll He'll have Will Johnson to lead things off for the in-state All-Stars in the bottom of the ninth. Like mentioned, 3 outs away. Can the in-state All-Stars do it?
Well, I mean, both these teams are way beyond stacked on rosters from what we've seen this year. Good game all around, but we'll see what they can do in response and hopefully mount something here.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the out-of-state All-Stars from the field forward, number 21, Carson Burnett. Leading off the bottom of the ninth inning, state All-Stars from the Royal Blue Dogs, number 14, Will Johnson.
Will Johnson. Will Johnson. Will Johnson takes ball 1 outside. The 1-0 to Will Johnson. Gets the outside part of the plate. Carson Burnett does what he does best. It's a 1-1 count. The 1-1, Carson Burnett lofts a curveball in there. Logan Stribling not able to come up with it. That's a tough play. See how that gets ruled. That's a tough play, though, for Logan Stribling. That'll be ruled a hit.
Now batting for the Red Raiders, number 10, Dylan Brisbois.
Our kids are dumb.
Dylan Brisbois, the lefty. The righty on lefty matchup. Outside for ball 1, Dylan Brisbois has shown the power. He can get one out. He hit a home run earlier in the season. It was kind of early on in the season. He can definitely hit one out, though.
Well, and it's not just because he hit a home run that he's here. He's been really showing it with that average.
The 1-0 in there for strike 1. That ball was right down the pipe. Dylan Brisbois. He's got himself a 1-1 count.
He's got to really be careful. You don't want that ground ball. Try not to get that double play.
Looks back over. That got 1-1 count. 1 on, no out here. Will Johnson leading off of first. Will Johnson is a threat to steal. The 1-1 from Carson Burnett. Be in there for strike 2. Good frame from his catcher, Cooper McCoy, behind the plate there. Carson Burnett delivers the 1-2. Nice pick by Cooper McCoy. It's nice having your catcher be from the same team as your closer. You got to think that this is when you would probably need the best team chemistry out there on the mound.
Well, and this is, we talked about it earlier, the differential in jersey colors. And I mean, like, starting off with a Blue Dog jersey and a Yellow Bombers jersey, it's really going to throw your pitcher off. And this is where you get chemistry between two guys that have played all season.
That ball just missed outside, so it's going to be a 3 count here. A full count, excuse me. Dylan Brisbois can continue the inning here with no outs. Will Johnson leads off of first. Dylan Brisbois gets ready for the full count. The full count pitch. In there for strike 3. A big strikeout from Carson Burnett gets Dylan Brisbois looking at a huge first out for the out-of-state All-Stars.
That's a huge strikeout, like you said. You got to hope here. Ground ball ends it now. If you get that double play, really got to find something. Just get on base. I've said it all year. Let the next guy do his job. Do yours and do what you can.
Back-to-back lefties. Jackson Steele with 1 out takes ball 1 high. He'll start with the 1-0 count. That was I can't emphasize enough, I guess, on how big of a strikeout that is for Carson Burnett.
Gives him
Avoids the
momentum.
walk. Yeah, avoids the walk, gives him momentum. That's pretty big. The 1-0. Inside and low for ball 2. A ground ball here for the out-of-state All-Stars would be ideal. Rolling them up to end the game would be exactly kind of how you would want it to end. The 2-0 to Jackson Steele from Burnett. Misses a little bit high. It'll be a 3-0 count here. We'll see if Steele has the green light here on the 3-0. Down 3 here in the bottom of the ninth. Will Johnson has not stole yet. The 3-0. Jackson Steele had the green light, fouled that one straight back. That would have came straight at us back here.
Just didn't have that fence there.
If that fence wasn't there, that window, boom, it's crashing straight into the window.
It's there for good reason.
Yeah. He had the green light on the 3-0. Most definitely will have it on the 3-1. As Burnett looks over at Johnson. Johnson was leaning a little bit. Good look over there by Carson Burnett. Got to think that Will Johnson is a threat to go here any pitch now.
Well, you typically want to do it early in the count.
The 3-1. Will Johnson is off. It'll be ball 4. There will be no throwdown. So it'll be a walk for Jackson Steele. So we have a runner in scoring position here for the in-state All-Stars with 1 out. As Cam Matson steps up to the plate as Cooper McCoy and Carson Burnett are doing a meeting of the minds out on the mound. Just making a little game plan.
They have to acknowledge and they have to take in the fact that this is the tying run that's up to bat. Still have that 1 out. Just got to find something to work with.
Cam Matson. 2 runners on. Ball 1 outside.
Wanted to see if Madsen would bite at that one, down and away.
Ryan Malone is on deck for the in-state All-Stars. The 1-0, a little bit high, misses inside as well. 2-0. Cam Matson's exactly where he needs to be right here in this count.
Absolutely. I mean, he's ahead already. 2-0 on a pitcher like this. This is exactly where you want to be.
The 2-0 from Carson Burnett. Misses high once again. Back-to-back pitches missed high by Carson Burnett. We'll see here. 2 runners on with 1 out, down 3. We'll see if Madsen has the green light.
Has to get something to hit here.
The 3-0 pitch from Burnett. Ball's right down the middle, but Madsen had the red light, so we'll do the 3-1 right here.
Well, got that hittable pitch in the zone. Didn't like it. Didn't have to bite at it. Doesn't have to bite on this one either, but we'll see what he does.
The 3-1. It's a walk, so it does not matter.
That's the second time that's happened.
It does not matter. He will advance 90 feet anyway. That would have been a huge out. Cooper McCoy caught him sleeping. Jackson Steele was going back and forth, but it does not matter. Ball 4. If that was a strike, that would have been a huge throw out at first, but the walk.
That would have ended the game. Those were a few anxious moments right there. I mean, you could hear the crowd react to that one. A whole lot of screams, and my goodness, was that one close? Imagine if that was a strikeout.
Ryan Malone steps up to the plate here with 1 out, bases loaded. Takes strike 1 outside.
Oh my goodness, Ethan McCarthy.
High-intensity moments here in the Corn Belt League All-Star Game. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the 9th, down 3 are the in-state All-Stars. Ryan Malone swings that one high. Matthew Rivers can make a play on this ball in foul territory. He does so. Corrals it in for out number 2. 1 more out for the out-of-state All-Stars, and they go home winners in the All-Star Game.
From the Bombers, number 1, Nick Ripa.
It all falls on Nick Ripa here with 2 outs, bases loaded. Will Johnson on third, Jackson Steele on second, and Cam Matson on first. Matson flies that one. That ball will be in play. Ben Kirkland gets on it, and he will corral it in. And the out-of-state All-Stars, behind a strong first couple innings, hang on to get the 5-2 win in the All-Star Game against the in-state All-Stars here on the Corn Belt League Network. Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field here in Omaha, Nebraska. The out-of-state All-Stars get the 5-2 win over the in-state All-Stars in this one. Sam, great game. We saw some of the Corn League's finest and best out there on the field. What did you see from this game that really kind of impressed you and that you would take note of?
Well, it was no doubt pitching. I mean, we see it every single game. Pitching is the most crucial aspect, as it normally is in a lot of baseball games, but it's starting to become more common here in the Corn Belt League this season, and it was a great job today. And a lot of these guys are really good. That's obvious by the way they're on all-star rosters, but this was just a great game. Came down to the wire a little bit. Perfect scenario at the end. Everyone seems to always find themselves in that bottom of the ninth, 2-away scenario, but a really entertaining game overall.
Would totally agree. So we've got the second half of the season coming up. If we could take a look at the standings real quick here so we can kind of break down the standings. Who's going to be your team, as you got the standings on your screen right here, who's kind of your team to kind of maybe break away, a team that could potentially cool off here in the second half?
Well, I mean, that Blue Dogs team is just insane. 12-3, are you kidding me? Through the first month of the season, that's insane. And I mean, I want to talk about a little bit of a dark horse pick, the Crop Dusters. They're sitting in that 4th spot, 6-7. Now I am a bit family biased with my cousin on that team, but that team really has some of the coolest and best looking players from average-wise to OBP-wise. I mean, that's someone. It's a team that really is finding themselves more and more as they go on, and a team that might cool off a little bit. It may be the Rail Riders or the Filth Ballers. That 2 and 3 spot, you usually find yourself atop the league, and you sometimes don't pump the gas as much as you usually do in most games.
For me, I'd personally have to say my team to get going is the Black Sox. I think the Black Sox sitting at 5-9, tied for 7th. They've been getting hot. One of their sayings is don't let the Sox get hot. Kind of like Ole Miss, don't let the Rebs get hot when they won the World Series in 2022. A team to cool down for me is actually the Blue Dogs. I think they fall on a pitching problem here in the next couple weeks, and we'll see. The end season, or I guess the tournament, end of the season tournament, will be coming up here in a couple weeks. We'll have all the games right here on the Corn Belt League Network for you guys at home. Well, you can see the kids running the bases here, enjoying the final moments of the Corn Belt League All Star Game. I'm pretty jealous. I want to go out there and run the bases myself. I know Mike Knockenhauer, who is a kid at heart, really does want to run the bases as well. Mike Knockenhauer right over here, our tech guy for the day. Got to give a huge shout out to the crew. Maddox Allen. Maddox, come here. Maddox Allen, tech and director, and huge shout out to our camera guys, Colton Adler, Alex Tiajen, and Brendan Priestman, for all your hard work so far in this today and so far this season. Well, that'll sign us off for the Corn Belt League All-Star Game. I've been Ethan McCormick. That's been Sam Whitaker. We thank you for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow night for some Corn Belt League action. Back to the regular season right here on the Corn Belt League Network.